How'd the shower go?
Oh, you know, we just did the usual things. Eat cake. Open presents. Oh, yes. And I hired a male stripper who pretended to recognize Karen from her days at the Paradise Lounge. You should have seen the look on her face, and your mother wasn't very thrilled either.
You know, our goal is to break Joe and Karen up. Humiliating her and embarrassing my mother are not part of the deal.
Your mother wasn't embarrassed by the stripper. Ashamed of her future daughter-in-law was more like it. So how did it go with Joe?
Speak of the devil. Hello?
Frank, it's me. Listen, I need you to come bail me out of jail.
David, the view from your deck is absolutely incredible. Do you know I could practically see the whole entire lake from there?
Last summer, you insisted on going swimming in the lake every morning at sunrise. Now, does that sound familiar?
No, I'm afraid not.
I thought that bringing you here to some place you adored would help restore your memory.
Me too. You know, I was up most of the night all over the cabin looking around, just trying to find something, you know, anything. I looked at your knickknacks and all your pictures and just something to jog my memory. But I did happen to notice you have an awful lot of things from Africa. What is that? Did we go together? Were we in Africa together?
No, not in Africa.
Well, obviously you've been.
I was younger.
What country?
Algeria.
Oh. So, tell me, was that before or after you met her?
I knew her in Algiers.
Well, she is very beautiful. What's her name?
Meg.
How does Bordiso know who my mother is?
Either they were friends or more than friends. Logic.
Even if that is true, it doesn't explain about Lucy's disappearance.
Bordiso must know that Meg's your mother.
Well, come on, he knows everything about me. He saw the file. He knew how many F's I got in 8th grade on my report card. For crying out loud. I'm sure he knows who my mother is.
Right. Leaving Meg out of the equation for the moment, let's assume that Bordiso has Lucy. Why? What does he gain by keeping her?
I don't know. To make me angry? There's no explanation here whatsoever.
Yes. Splendid. A bientôt. That was one of my former business associates. He may have some information on our Mr. Bordiso.
This is your day off. Why aren't you taking advantage of it?
Oh, I'm not working. I'm just checking on my patients.
Your patients are in good hands. Mine. In fact, I hate to break it to you, but they all told me they like me a lot better.
Yeah, I know. I paid him to say that. I figured your ego could use another boost.
Go home, Lambert.
I don't want to go home. There's nobody there. I'd much rather stay here and annoy you.
You know, I have a better idea. It's actually more of a favor to the man you worship, yours truly.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling I'm going to regret asking this, but what is it?
I want you to go to Ferncliff. Visit Julie for me.
No, you don't have a fever. Maybe it's senility creeping in.
I'm serious. It's good for Julie to see people from the outside.
I am not going to go visit someone who tried to murder me. If you're so interested or worried about her, why don't you go?
I'm not allowed to see her anymore.
Why not?
Lee Baldwin is Julie's legal guardian. He has it in for me. He's convinced her doctors to ban her from seeing me. Look, I just want you to go tell her that I haven't forgotten about her.
Look, ask me to swim through shark-infested waters to save you from drowning. I'd probably do that. But there's no way I'm gonna go play patty cake with Julie. I axe-murdered all my friends Devlin.
You, of all people, judging someone by their past.
What? She murdered 5 people!
Because Cooper brainwashed her. She feels terrible about it.
Oh, and that's supposed to make it better?
What's going on, guys?
I was just, telling Eve how we shouldn't judge people by their pasts.
I couldn't agree more.
Joe, if you put your John Hancock here, you'll be free to go.
You should have never been arrested in the first place.
You were seen paying a prostitute.
How do you explain that?
I didn't know she was a hooker. All right, and if you ask her, she will tell you that I was giving her money to get her car out of the impound lot.
I did ask her. She said you were paying for her charms.
Well, she's lying, Garcia.
Why would she do that?
To frame me? I mean, think about it. Why would she admit guilt if she could say this was an innocent act and walk away?
Because she knew the drill. It was a good bus. She knows things will go easier if she cooperates.
She's cooperating because somebody put her up to it.
Look, Joe, you got busted. It happens. Now, you paid your fine. Go home with your brother and try to exercise better judgment.
This is unbelievable. Let's get out of here.
What do you say?
Gordy, nice to see you again. Scott Bolton.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What have you got?
Bordiso was a photojournalist in the French-Algerian War. And it looks like he was in Africa, late 50s, early 60s, working for a wire service.
While you were investigating him, did the name Lloyd Bentley come up at all?
Doesn't ring a bell? Who is he?
That's my father. He was working for the State Department in Algeria. About the time Bordiso was down there, I thought maybe they might have crossed paths somehow.
Well, now check it out.
All right. When you're checking that out, also check out any connection between Bordiso and a Meg Bentley or a Meg Baldwin. Here's a picture of her.
It's your mother?
Yes. As far as I know, she was never in Algeria, but Bordiso had this framed picture at his place, and I want to know why.
I'm on it.
Good. Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
So far, your guy didn't uncover any more than my guys have uncovered, which is nothing.
Gordy is not an ordinary investigator. Look, whatever the connection is between Meg Bentley, Lloyd Bentley, and D.V. Bordiso, you can rest assured that Gordy will uncover it.
But let's hope it's in time to save Lucy.
Ah, you're going out. Where you going?
I just have a few errands to run in town. I won't be gone long.
Okay, then I will be here. I will be looking at everything and trying to find something. Something's bound to jog my memory.
But if it doesn't, don't be discouraged. It's only been a few days.
You're right. I will try to remember that.
Oh. It's nice to see your sense of humor hasn't suffered.
Shakespearean sonnets. I love those, I think. Oh. My darling David. Yours forever, Meg. My darling David. You said if I start to feel lonely, I should sit on the bench outside the cottage where you first kissed me and think of you. I went there this morning and longed for the warmth of your arms. Then I looked down and saw 3 tiny shoots poking up through the ground. I remember that you said to look for a surprise when spring came. I looked closely and realized they were lilies. Did you really plant lilies beside our bench? Only you would do something so wonderful. From now on, I will check my lilies every day. And when they bloom, I'll put one behind my ear, just like you did on that magical afternoon when you first kissed me. And I knew I would always love you. Yours forever, Meg. Oh, Meg, you don't have to convince me. David is the most wonderful man in the whole world.
Is this genealogical search on the internet, I mean, is it gonna work?
I don't know. Have to try anything we can to yield some useful information about your parents. What do you know about their backgrounds?
My mother, Meg, was born in Philly. My father, Lloyd, in Boston.
That's it?
My father died when I was 4. My mother took my sister Brooke and I to Port Charles to start a new life. And my mother died of a stroke.
Where's your sister now?
My sister. She died in '73.
You've lost a lot.
Yes, I have. I've lost quite a bit, but I've also gained quite a bit. I got 2 great daughters. I got Serene, I got Karen. I got Lee and Gail. And I got Lucy.
Well, that is a lot to be thankful for. All right, we've got what Lee can recollect about your parents. Is there anybody else who could give us any information whatsoever?
Well, I heard something about a doctor named Noel Clinton. I think he dated my mother before she married Lee.
All right, if he's alive, he can be found.
Something better happen, because I'm not going to lose anybody close to me again. Not again, not anymore. That's not going to be an option here.
Hi. So, you gonna go visit Julie for me?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I left 20 minutes ago. I'm actually not really here right now.
Come on, Eve, I'm serious. I'm worried about her.
I'll tell you what. I won't go see Julie, but I will call Lee and find out if there's anything I can do to let you see Julie again.
He won't listen to you.
Well, it's worth a try.
Eve, don't. Look, Lee Baldwin isn't the only reason I can't visit Julie.
All right, let's hear it.
Julie was in solitary. And she's back with the other patients now.
Why was she in solitary?
She was, caught with a pair of scissors.
Oh, great. But what does that have to do with you not being able to see her?
Well, her idiot doctor thinks I gave them to her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Why'd you do it?
I didn't.
Then who gave her the scissors?
One of the other patients did. Look, some of those unhappy campers that she lives with threatened her. She's, just needed them for protection. That's the only reason she had the scissors.
Chris, I don't...
Come on, Eve.
No.
Eve, look. I know she's done some horrible things. I'm not asking you to do it for her. I'm asking you to do it for me. Please?
All right, fine. I'll go. But if I get whacked, I'm warning you, I will come back and haunt you for the rest of your piddly little life.
I can live with that. Thanks.
Who the hell is trying to ruin my life?
Give it a rest, Joe. Look, I'm your brother, and I'm not here to judge you, but it's time for you to come clean.
I have nothing to come clean about.
It was hard for me to admit that I was an addict, but I did. Until you admit you have a problem.
What problem am I supposed to have? What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say that I'm some kind of sex addict trying to sleep my way through the female population?
You've got self-control problems,
No,
Joe.
pay attention, Frank. I would never pay for sex. But even if I were going to, I certainly wouldn't be stupid enough to do it in the middle of the Port Charles Grill.
Right. What, so this is all just a setup? It's like the 900 numbers, the panties in your car? No, I am not that gullible, and neither is Karen.
Karen will believe me.
If you love her, you'll tell her
I
the
do
truth.
love her, which is exactly why I tell her the truth, and I would never cheat on her.
Well, you tell Karen whatever you want. But if she asks me, I have to tell her what I think. You need help.
The attendant told me it was you, but I figured he was on something.
No, he's got all his faculties. I'm the one that needs my head examined.
Well, join the club. Have a seat.
You don't have any scissors or a scalpel or knitting needles, do you?
No, I had to check all my toys at the door. Sorry, just a little asylum humor. I hope you don't find it off-putting. It's good to have a visitor. We like visitors.
Yeah. Kevin told me you were pregnant. Congratulations.
Thanks. But I doubt you came here to socialize, considering we weren't on great terms last time we met.
Oh, you mean when you bricked me into a wall?
I am sorry about that. I'm sorry about everything. I hope someday you can believe me.
Look, as much as I'd like to sit here and reminisce about the old times and how many laughs we had together, I'm here because of Chris.
This place is so unfair. Chris is my only friend, and my doctor won't even let me see him.
I know. Chris told me to tell you that he's concerned about you and he's thinking of you.
Chris has been so good to me. To both of us.
He's like a rock, isn't he?
You have no idea. Aren't you surprised? Chris has always liked me. We even dated a little before I started seeing Frank.
That was a long time ago.
Chris is a loyal friend. You, of all people, should know that. What?
First, I want to say this isn't as bad as it sounds.
Lucy, is she okay? Did Scott find her?
No, I haven't heard any news on that front.
What is it?
I was arrested for soliciting a prostitute at the grill.
Is this some joke?
Look, this lady came into the restaurant. She said that her car was towed and that she needed some money, and I gave her $100, and the next thing I know, I am being arrested.
Why didn't she set the cops straight?
Because she's a plant. She told the police that I was paying to have sex with her. Karen, it's bull, all right? She's lying, and I will figure out who put her up to it. I mean, somebody's obviously...
Stop it.
I'm trying to explain this to you.
I don't want to hear any more explanations or conspiracy theories, Joe. No more.
You don't believe me?
I look into your eyes, and every part of me wants to believe those words coming out of your mouth, but I can't do it anymore. And I just need some time to myself.
Karen. Karen.
To vascular surgery, Dr. Brian Rosner to vascular surgery.
How's the search going?
Not very well, but I couldn't possibly stop now. I find any kind of puzzle irresistible.
You know, Victor, I really appreciate the help. It kind of surprises me because I always thought that you were sort of in outer space most of the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But Lucy, she said that you were a good guy and to give you a shot.
That's funny. Monk once told me I should give you a chance. I didn't want to hear it at the time, but it would seem that you're worth it.
Well, glad we got that settled.
Search is over.
What do you got?
There are 37 listings under the name N. Clinton in the greater New York area.
One business.
Hey.
Did you read my letters?
Yeah, I did. I know that that's wrong, and I shouldn't have. And I found them just accidentally, but truthfully, I couldn't resist reading them. David, Meg was so eloquent. Her letters are so lovely.
They were private, Evie.
I know that. I'm sorry. But to be honest, I'm not sorry I read them. It gave me a whole insight into you.
How so?
Oh, I could tell Meg loved you very, very much, and you were so kind and gentle and patient with her. You know, I don't need my memory to tell me how rare a man like you really is.
And you got all that from these letters?
Well, it's just confirmed for me what I've come to believe about you.
Well, then, I'm not sorry you read them.
Neither am I. Did you tell me about Meg? Did I know about her before?
Yes, you knew all about Meg. You also knew that you were the first person I cared deeply about since Meg. What's the matter, Evie?
I really would like to be close to you. I really would. And I know you told me that we were as close as two people can ever be to each other, but somehow I just feel that you're still really a stranger to me.
Take all the time you need.
It's no wonder I loved you so much. You know, there's one beneficial thing about me losing my memory.
And what's that?
It gives me the opportunity to fall in love with you all over again.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, alpha hydroxy acids. Do they really get rid of wrinkles? Live Longer, the series continues. Plus, Cindy Crawford gets personal. Her diary of becoming a mom. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America.